One of the amazing things that the School of Communications, Media, and the Arts has here at Sacred Heart University is the hands-on professional equipment that students can use each and every day. Studios A and B here in the Martiri building have been renovated this past summer, and today I'm going to give you an exclusive inside look with one of the masterminds behind the project. Follow me. All right, everybody, so we are inside Studio B with Professor Stryovi, who is also known as Professor Z here at Sacred Heart University, and he is one of the masterminds behind this beautiful studio that we are standing in right now. So Professor Z, tell us, what was the inspiration behind this studio?
Well, part of it was our Studio A, that was the news set before, was getting cramped. You know, when we built this building back in 2015, when we first opened it, the idea was we had a news studio and we had this blank box that could be used for a lot of things. But as many things we develop over time, things change, and it became apparent that we mostly used our studio spaces here for broadcast, for journalism.
When we looked at our spaces, we realized that when we moved in, we'd crowded one studio a little too much and Studio B was being underutilized, so we just flipped it over.
This allows us to be able to go from a news segment to a sit-down segment to a stand-up just by turning a camera. In the middle here, this is going to be our stand-up area, and it looks a little blank right now. That's because we do have, it's not in here yet, we had a donation from a broadcast facility of a giant LED screen that's going to go here. This is our new news desk right here, a little bit bigger than the old one. Little plexiglass top here. We have 2 screens built into the front there, so we can have 2 anchors on this side, 2 anchors on this side. But we also have behind the anchors giant TVs on both sides, so we have like 85-inch TVs. A lot of these set pieces are movable, so we have these with the Sacred Heart logo on them. We also have one for Sports Buzz, one for the Pulse, so that way different shows can bring their branding in and out. We got all new wireless mics. So before we were tethered to the desk, tethered to cables. We bought some new wireless mics so people can roam around freely. We also bought wireless IFBs. You know, every anchor can walk up, go wherever they need to be for the positions, and that's really on par with what the local news stations are doing, right? They're all wireless everything, so that way we're not worried about tripping on cables. So we're doing that stuff in the background.
And that's one of the great things that makes Sacred Heart so great, is because not only do we have all of this professional equipment, but it's the location of Sacred Heart as well, because we're so close to Boston, New York, like the biggest markets in broadcasting. So if students are able to use all the hands-on equipment, they'll be ready for those big markets post-graduation.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was walking through ESPN over the summer and they have some of the same stuff we have in the control room.
We're, I think, moving beyond like a regional power when it comes to production and the way our students move out into professional spaces.
It was a committee effort. I have to give her props. I don't want to like take all the credit, because of myself, Professor Golda, Professor Alcastro, Professor Miller, Professor Thorne. We all sat down in several meetings to go over this stuff and look at it, because we're the ones that do a lot of the broadcasting, so they were all in on these meetings as well, making sure we all liked what the look was and all these things. So this went through a lot of iterations, vastly different from what the original spec looked like.
Whenever we have students come back to us and visit or talk to our current students, they always say the same thing: take advantage of what's here.
There are so many things to look forward to with the talented students we have here on campus, and to see what they produce in this studio. Reporting from Fairfield, Connecticut, I'm Molly Jacob, The Pulse.